Hello everyone. This video is about Boolean operators. Boolean operators are special type of operators. Our syntax are we will get into the syntax later, but first let's understand what will be the return value for the Boolean operators after the comparison or operating um, on the values and the variables. So the condition can be either true or false. So the Boolean value or the Boolean operators always return true or false values. So let's see here. First condition, if 1 is less than 2 and 4 is greater than 2, then condition is met. So as the first condition is true, so we are writing condition met. Now in the next case, if 1 greater than 2 and 4 less than 10, so 1 is not greater than 2, so that is why we can't say that this condition is true. So that's why this print statement is not getting printed in the output. Now 4 less than 10 or 1 less than 2, so for both of them, both the conditions are true, so that is why condition is met and it's printed in the output. Now we are just checking with the Boolean value. So let's see. Variable a is assigned with a value false, so it's one type of Boolean value. And here we are checking if. So when does one if statement gets executed? So when the condition is true. When you say not of a means what? Not of the value of a is false, so not of false is true. So if we have a true condition, then we have to execute this statement. That's why it's getting printed in the output. So Boolean operators, for comparison, we use this type of operators and or, and the value is can be either true or false. And let's see some other type of operators. We have membership operators, so in and not in. So here we basically check whether from a set of values a particular value is in or not inside from in the set of values. So that we actually check through this membership operators, and they always yield either true or false. Okay, let's see one example. We have one list which has these three values: Alps, Messi, and Fabregas, and this is the list name. So we are going to input one name and going to store it in name in here. So it will ask you to enter a name, and we are trying to assign a value Messi into it. And then what are we trying to do? So if the Messi is inside the list, then we need to print this statement. So is Messi inside the list? Yes, it's present. So here this condition is returning true. That's why we have to print this statement. Okay. So in certain case, if you enter a value which will not be present inside the set of values in the list, in that case we need to execute the else part. Okay. In the same way, um, we also use the not in operator. So this is the list, and in name to check we are entering Messi. So here in the condition we are checking if Messi is not in Barcelona FC roster list, but Messi is inside the list. So that means this condition here, the operator not in, it's returning this condition as false, so we cannot execute the print statement in it. Rather we will go to this else part and we'll print this in the output. So this is how the membership operators work, the in and not in operator. Now substring. So what's a substring? Substring is basically a smallest part of a small part of a string, and we too can use the membership operator in substrings as well. So let's say we have one string And here we are trying to see a part of a string like this, as you see, forward slash 1.1, if it's inside the string or not. If it's inside the string, then we need to print this in the output. As the condition is true, we are printing it in the output. Now we are checking another one, small string HTTPS, not in this provided string. So actually this is true. So that's why it's printing unsecured connection in the output. Now let's see identity operator. Like is and not in, we have is and is not identity operator. And here we are supposed to check whether two operands, those are being operated by the identity operator, they are bound to a single object or not. So what is that? Let's try to understand this here. We have x equals to 500 plus 500. Then next, what are we trying to do? We are creating a value. So one object, and with a value of 500 plus 500, that is 1000. Creating another one object y with having a value 1000 again. See, both of them has 1000, but their identification is they are dissimilar, and their addresses are also different in which they are stored. Now x object is going to be bounded to the g object, and so this x keeps the copy of this 1000, and that goes to z here. So if z is an x, it's true because x is bounded to z, so this message is printed in this output. Now again another one condition is g is not in y. Yes, z is a part of x, but it's not a part of y, so that means this condition is true. So this print statement will be executed. Okay, so these are all the different set of operators that you learned here.